Welcome everyone to the first game of the semifinals. Spawning as the elves in the top left of Ancient City, we have got Galactic, the people's champ.
And right hand corner in the blue as the humans, we have Geko. And I gotta be honest, I really have to just be upfront about this. I know as casters we have to remain impartial, but I'm just so happy to see someone playing elves, man. I just want to see the elves do well.
The time has come. We might even see the reindeers. And he's gonna go with the Archdruid, so that is a special rarity that we get to enjoy now in Ancient City here. Going up against the Wolfguard Commander, so we do get that hero variety. Geko won't be lured in by the seduction of the Royal Mage. Not yet, at least.
Looks like early points for that Wolfguard Commander going into Whirlwind. Great AoE damage, as well as nice couple points into Deep Waters, Brute Force, and with level 2 picks up Fatal Blow and Shadow Strike as well. So nice. Lots of early ways to spend that focus, get lots of damage out.
Yeah, that's fantastic for the creeping, and he even gets the reindeer pick off over there. So, very nicely done. No longer has a scout, Galactic doesn't. So, going across the map with the Guardian though, so that might be able to do something. And we've got the human scout of Geko going after the Lumberjack. That's probably what Galactic should have done, rather than chasing the hero, to be honest.
Gotta pick up some decent kills here. There's nothing at all out for the elf to stop this, so Woodcutter's slowing down. And, you know, the elf, they need wood, always.
Yeah, this is actually one of the really good ways to use the initial scouts, no matter what race you are. They've all been buffed a little bit, so yeah, the human scout now cutting down these lumberjacks pretty good.
I mean, it isn't the same as your average other RTS. Workers don't cost resources, and they train automatically, so it doesn't take APM, but you still need that, you know, those resources coming in at a decent clip, and every one you lose means that slows down. So this is definitely at least a good distraction for Galactic to have to respond to in some way, shape, or form.
Fun fact, Galactic has not picked up Deep Waters at all. No mana. Just Brute Force, just Psychokinetic Blast and Obliterate and Inspire. So he might pick up like 1 point and pretty much leave it at that until the later game.
This is an interesting choice, but it's so far, you know, he's creeping, keeping up with the human in terms of experience, hasn't fallen behind at all. So that is nice to see.
Yeah, Galactic like a handful of seconds faster, nothing crazy, but it's still very nice to see. Wolfguard Commander is gonna go into the main, and you know what the recent thing is that people do? It's like they really love to pick up the guard totems, which are gonna be absolutely brutal for murdering these workers.
Does Geko have a guard totem in his inventory at the moment?
He's gonna buy it from Galactic's shop, actually.
Oh, he buys it from Galactic shop. That's a cool play. It looks like both players have the exact same idea, although no guard totem yet coming out from the elf, just using spells to mow down the human workers.
Hey, if it works, right?
Yeah, actually, both of them. Neither of them actually picking up the guard totem, just using that hero auto attack. Workers falling on both sides of the map.
Maybe now.
Oh,
they're shopping.
Here he comes.
Okay, we got guard totems definitely for Galactic and for Geko as well. So this is basically the way to take down buildings. They have got a lot of money from all this creeping business, and yeah, the stonecutter for Geko needs to be repaired or something, because this isn't gonna go well.
Isn't going to go well for either player. Honestly, both sides of the map just losing workers like crazy.
Yeah, Galactic is trying to recycle, but he can't get it done. He's going to lose every single carrier that his main base has, which is a lot, by the way. There's a lot of carriers for bases, so that's usually not the bottleneck.
And it does look like Galactic not able to keep up with all of his sectors. A couple Elven banners still have yet to be upgraded to have, but if you lose all of your resources out of your main base, that's going to set you back significantly in both players, deficit.
Yeah, for sure. Galactic actually didn't have the resources to finish that second basis hunting cabin, but you know, the UI actually counts when your carrier workers are holding resources, but that's not actually something you can spend immediately, so you gotta wait until you can. And we've got the Wolfguard Commander picking up food from the ground as well, denying it to Galactic.
There's also infantrymen
Oh
in
my
the
God.
Alvin base.
Yeah, they'll be able to go after the other woodcutter if they want. There's a massive amount of carrier corpses now. Now, I seriously doubt there's many more. But there's still 5 carriers in the main. They're just getting massacred and they just keep going. At some point,
you wonder.
where did they come from? At some point, the bell will have to be rung because they're getting killed faster than they are getting replenished.
Yeah, and I honestly feel like while both players committed really hard to this early game harass, it has definitely come out in the human favor. The elves seem to be losing far more to this than the human did.
Yeah, the totems still have like 10 seconds to go. Where is the Wolfguard Commander? Oh, she's not going for the Medusa or anything like that. Geko didn't buy anything of value. Could have bought the weapon actually with the money he had. That would have been very nice against those Medusa, but yeah, we're gonna see a little bit of Medusa pulling as well from Galactic. Very slow early game because the resourcing has been absolutely wrecked. But now it's gonna start slowly recovering and turn into what we can call a normal game.
When it's all said and done, I mean, there are more sectors currently upgraded for the human, but they are much further down on resources because of it. 24 stone in the hole for our human, whereas
Oh no.
everything is above the, you know, above 0 for the elf, so at least for the time being has resources to spend.
Yeah, the humans have lost their stone gathering operations completely, so that is the problem. And Geko trying to make double barracks is just not gonna happen for several minutes. Is this gonna be how Galactic can make his comeback? Well, not comeback, right? But is this how he gets ahead? Because now he can keep training these units. He's got a grove. He's got his main to make the Guardians from. And these boys are pretty strong. He's got 2 groves, excuse me. These boys are really good at taking down buildings.
Yeah, and they're starting to come out in full force. We got Galactic with 27 population, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for what happened in our early game, and compared to the 10 of Geko, that is a lot. He can start to kind of run things on the map here. In fact, his Medusa may not even be completely cleaned up by the time that the Elven army gets here. This royal flag, I do not think will stand for long.
Yeah, there's just nothing to protect it. I mean, the Wolfguard Commander is nice and all, but so is the Archdruid. They can have a pretty good trade, I think, here for Galactic with all these Guardians. A lot more units coming in too.
Playing this very careful. Galactic not wanting to throw away the advantage that he has. Usually just poking, throwing out spells to try and keep Geko at arm's length, keep him from getting too close. This barracks stalled out. Both of these barracks has stalled out for quite some time yet, as the resources still in the black, or excuse me, in the red for our human player Geko.
Yeah, that took almost 2 minutes to make. That's just horrible. Poor humans.
Is the plan from here, I wonder? This Archdruid is a little bit out of position here. Can't always teleport to safety, but what are you accomplishing here that is so important? Oh, please don't lose it. Please don't die. Okay.
That is a level 5 for Geko right away on that Wolfguard Commander, and that's going to be a definite issue for these Guardians to deal with. They should be able to run around and escape eventually, destroying maybe a woodcutter or 2 in the process, but yeah, he does not want to get the Earth Shatter from the Wolfguard Commander. It's not been picked up yet. There are 4 points in brute force, so they'll be pretty potent though. Okay, he's picking up Shadow Strike level 2, which adds an impair to the Shadow Strike, and then Earth Shatter, of course.
You're about to see that in full effect right here. Boom! Actually, decent dodge from Galactic. Only 2 of his Guardians do go down, but the rest of them are going to drop. They're not even running! Do something, please! No! Oh, it's a massacre.
Oh, they've been forgotten about.
Look away, women and children. Not for the faint of heart. All of these Guardians going to drop in one form or another, and the advantage that Galactic had is just evaporated.
You telling the Wolf Guard commander to look away?
I guess not. just those for the faint of heart, I guess.
Fair enough. Well, Archer is coming back, but he's a little bit late to the party, and the humans have kind of equalized the situation. Like, these infantrymen can kind of hold their own, and Wolf Guard commander is a Trixie. That's the female Chad. For those who wouldn't know.
What that is? Okay,
that's what that
I didn't
is.
know that. The more you know. Oh, that's a huge, huge Earth Shatter. Knocking all of them down. And now, please don't lose your hero again, Galactic.
That would be a bit of a disaster and potentially catapult Geko into level 6. Not immediately, but very close to it, I would say.
He did still have health potions to chug. He's got 2 left, so he'll be alright for the time being. But, yeah, I feel like the elves really on the back foot now all of a sudden, off the back of that hero kill.
Only good news for them is that they're tier 2 and they're starting to put down those iron mines. The humans haven't even started their tier 2, so this could be the way back into the game there. Do you think that's enough infantrymen to just siege us down no matter what?
It might be, but he may be losing something of his own on the other side. Oh, the teleport comes in. The elf decides to play the defense instead of the offense. Now, AoE damage is king here for both players. And at the moment, the Wolf Guard commander is vastly superior at dishing that damage out. Way more elven troops on the ground than human.
Oh!
And potentially the hero going down again! And is that it?
That is it.
Oh. That is a painful way to go out if you are Galactic.
Yeah, very well done by Geko for sure. I'm curious if Galactic is going to go back to the elves after this one. That definitely did not go as he planned. Maybe it would be of interest to try the Ranger, who also has buffs this patch. Actually, a substantial amount of buffs. So, would love to see her and, you know, the summon skills that have been touched on.
I don't know that it was necessary. I mean, he's free, Galactic free to choose the Ranger if he'd like to. I'd love to see the elves again myself, but I don't know that the hero pick was necessarily what was Galactic's trouble here. I feel like the Archdruid could have played really well, but just some very strange positioning and decision making in where the hero was and when.
Yeah, I totally agree. It was definitely a bad situation at the end, but there were a lot of steps that led to this. Here we are on Fortress Stoneguard, and in the teal color we have got our Dark Elves. This is Galactic.
And in the upper right side, once again on the humans, this is his opponent, Geko.
So Fortress Stoneguard is a huge freaking map, but there do exist rushes, and Galactic is very well known for just running right across the map, ignoring his own side, and you know, he just plays it horizontally. a very strange way, but it kind of works out with the Dark Elves, especially Reaper, with the early zombies, and then backed up by Infiltrators, can definitely do a lot of damage, especially if you pick up both of the weakening skills, so Corruption and a Lingering Curse. We might see that. Find out soon.
And it is the Royal Mage as a pickup here on the other side for Geko. So, I mean, there's a small chance that you can use some of those more powerful abilities to hold an early rush, but you definitely want the Wolfguard Commander if you're really trying to hold off that early rush, because the Royal Mage really comes online at the later levels, as we've discussed a few times. So, unknowingly, maybe setting himself up for a bit of an early rush here from Galactic.
Yeah, he'd be really good against the spiders, right? With all these AoE skills, and the spiders not doing a whole lot of damage. But the Infiltrators are a different story. They can stay at range and stay safe. Galactic has also gone for the double hunting cabin. Very unusual, but it's exactly indicative of his rush. So we're going to be seeing it. Not fully horizontal play, but he goes for this bottom sector, which gives him a Godstone. So he can connect his main very easily now.
Yeah, and the one scout is harassing workers in the Dark Elf base, but there's already, enemies at the doorstep of the human side, walking through the middle of this human sector. Not going to attack anybody just yet.
I love how
the undead.
I love how Galactic left the zombies behind. That was a really good defense of the workers against the scout there. And already bullying the woodcutter, the Royal Mage has to come home. Has Fire Spark, which is very good news. And the Icicles should be able to protect the woodcutter.
Yeah, it will escape for the time being. Not too much damage done. But the Tarantulas did make it away, so they just come right back.
Yeah, they're back on top of the workers. That's 2 worker kills and another in the Stonecutter. Galactic is doing a fantastic job, but will have to chug the potions as the heroes are in a battle in the middle of the trees there.
And the great thing about this is that Galactic is doing lots of economical damage without really losing anything. You know, he is taking health on the Reaper, but that comes back so fast. You got health potions, you got passive regen. I mean, he just went to the other shop to buy more gear from his opponent's shop, so he can stay here and do this without really losing too much.
Oh, it's just potions actually, so he's not interested in the guard totem play that he's done before. I guess the Royal Mage should very easily take care of them. Like, all it takes is the normal attack and the Fire Spark, so he's more than equipped to deal with those. I like Galactic's idea of just using the Reaper itself with all these undead. This is something that people did a lot during early Soul Harvest, but lost itself in popularity a little bit. But it's kind of, Galactic is bringing it back. I do like it.
Back in a big way. It's you can see where the appeal comes from, because it doesn't cost him anything. Those undead cost focus, and the health on the Reaper costs gold, which is, you know, very easy to get more of. So behind this, he's able to do whatever he pleases with his actual like RTS resources, because none of them are being spent on this harass.
That's exactly it. We've got a Hall of Pain at home, and the Infiltrators are being made right now. The spider count is rising up, and we've got a subscription from Sir Liam. Thank you so much. Hope you're having a good time, buddy.
The harass continues even further. The hailstorm slowing down these undead, but not doing too much damage. And on the backside, there are tarantulas wreaking havoc in the human economy. Nothing is stopping them from taking down all the workers, maybe even the scouting post on the left side here.
I gotta say, losing a woodcutter and a stonecutter is enormous damage. Like, Geko is broke for stone right now, which means he won't be able to make barracks. That's a huge slowdown to what the humans are interested in doing, and those undead are still in the middle of the woodcutter area. Royal Flag gets taken down by the random spiders as well. This is incredible.
Galactic really not taking that first loss sitting down, comes back swinging in a big way, wants to even the series up. Quick, smart. Potentially taking down the Royal Flag in the kind of bottom right area as well. 2 sectors potentially falling the way of the Dark Elf. The Royal Mage does arrive in time to provide some form of defense, but you just resummon the undead and yeah, keep smacking this Royal Flag. The Hailstorm does nice slow, but the damage is not there yet to really stop the undead from dishing out as much damage as they'd like to against the Royal Flag.
I'm surprised he's not going after the Infiltrator while he has the chance. There's only 2 right now, so that's a low enough count to engage with. And it does look like Galactic is gonna claim the sector over, which means he can upgrade it, which means he gets the expansion that he so desperately needs. Goes home to his own shop. What does he even have to do there? Nothing. Yeah, he doesn't have money. You see, worker kills, they do give XP, but they don't drop gold.
That is the rub, unfortunately, but he will teleport back free of charge thanks to the Godstone that he's conquered in this sector. And looks like he just wants to continue creeping, gonna take this Dire Bear for himself.
It's gonna go down pretty quick thanks to that weakening. Now, Galactic's own arm is gonna be weakened for a second, like for 2 slaps, but it doesn't even matter. It's just 1 slap that he took. He can take it. Level 3 is unlocked. And we should be seeing, I guess, maybe Lingering Curse here. And maybe a second Arcane Force.
Now has the level advantage over the Royal Mage and arrives back just in time to continue harassing these Stonecutters. Uses the weaken on the enemy hero, as well as a couple of these infantrymen. They should go down. This scouting post will probably follow quickly. I'm struggling to see, honestly, what Geko can do to come back here. He's so penned in. He can't take resources effectively because there's just Dark Elves everywhere, killing everything he has. And he can't expand elsewhere because he's completely blocked into the corner here. Like, what do you do if you're Geko?
At this point, I'll be honest, probably resign. This Frontier Outpost is going down. It doesn't matter what he does. That's too many Tarantulas. I think Galactic has managed to do too much damage. The Royal Mage might go down. Oh, and it does. Not trying to be too negative, but this game, he didn't much have a chance to really come back, really.
No, just early plays, not recognizing the rush fast enough, and not being able to prevent the snowball of losses from really catching up to him. Galactic evens us up real quick.
Yeah, that early scout that actually went to Galactic's base, that scout did not see the double hunting cabin. So this was information that could have been found out early, but Geko was just chilling in the woods.
Yeah, there's just... unfortunately, there's not much to say about that game. It was very quick. Galactic was decisive. He had a plan. He executed it. Geko didn't have the information to stop him and didn't manage to make any real progress in defending his own workers fast enough, and that was that. We end up with an 8-minute game, and we're tied up 1-1.
Welcome everybody to game 3. A little bit of a correction. I think I said in the first game this is semifinals. No, this is a quarterfinals. I'm sorry. Geko in the blue color will be playing as the humans.
And on the other side, we have Galactic abandoning his elven brothers for their darkened counterpart. We have Galactic.
It's gonna be the same matchup of the Royal Mage against the Reaper. Might see another rush, but we are seeing another rush. The hunting cabin on Vinwall Forest, though, is a bit of a different situation because there's not a lot of food in the main.
Yeah, why build 2 of them unless you're going for a rush, though? Because there's only 150 wood to take here. Feels like, you know, that's
Oh yeah,
absolutely indicative.
I'm just saying he's gonna run out of juice faster here. But Dark Elves
I understand.
They can make like farms in tier 1, so it's actually okay for the most part.
The question is, does this get scouted this time? So the scout is here, saw one hunting cabin with nothing in it. Has he seen the second one? He did. He did just see the second hunting cabin.
That's very nice news.
Has begun the normal harassment that you tend to see with the opening scout. Has to make sure that he doesn't lose it this time, though, because that may be a very useful army component he needs to hold off this initial rush. The undead were summoned by the Reaper and have arrived. Does Geko recognize this and pull back the scout this time before losing it? He does. Look at that. Good response from Geko. Learning from the last match, making sure you don't lose that.
Yeah, and I do think I agree with you that he must have seen the second hunting cabin. The whole Fog of War situation is a little weird, as you kind of get to see everything in the Fog of War as a spectator. But yeah, here comes Galactic, and I don't think he's going to take on those creeps. He doesn't want that level 3 just yet. He wouldn't be able to... He would need like a third group of creeps for that anyway.
I really like the way that Geko has decided, like, he recognizes that the rush is coming, so what he does is immediately expand as fast as he can north. Like, he's taken 4 different sectors. 2 of them are in the middle of upgrading at the moment.
Oh.
So he'll be able to, if his main base gets taken out or taken down, and you can see Galactic has dropped the guard totems in the middle of the main base of the human. Well, using the Royal Mage, you can take those out pretty quickly, and then he can just take resources northward because he has those sectors instead of putting everything he has into the main and losing all of those workers anyway.
Yeah, also, Geko has gone for a different build. This is the fire build. I like this a lot personally. And I think anybody that watches me play humans would see this a lot. So this is excellent at holding the early attacks with Spark, Fire Nova, and Incinerate. You keep using Incinerate whenever something's on fire. And then it causes a bit of an AoE damage. And double Arcane Force make sure that Geko can do massive damage with this. Gonna have to chuck potions at first, but once he's level 3, he can just get his good old mana points in and regenerate automatically. We've got Hall of Pain as well for our Dark Elves, so yeah, it's like getting pumped.
You can kind of see, like, immediately this response has changed the way that the game plays for Galactic. In the first game, or not, sorry, the second game, when he did this rush the first time, the Dark Elf army just like kind of moved into the human base and stayed there. And they're on the defensive now. Like, they're dropping. The Royal Mage is able to pick off some of these tarantulas and undead. He's forcing them away. So this is already turning out a lot better for Geko than the first game did.
Yeah, for sure, and this is giving him a little bit of experience on that hero for every kill he gets, including the summoned undead. Whatever damage he does, if he stays nearby when they die, you'll get the full reward. And very unlucky for the Dark Elves, the scouting post finishes last second here.
Yeah, so there are now 4 different sectors able to take resources for the human. There's no way that the Dark Elf is able to pressure all of those at the same time in the same way that he was in the first game, which means I don't know if this rush is going to work this time for the Dark Elf. It may be in Galactic's best interest to pivot away and try and play a normal game from here.
Well, he's still got sectors that he can upgrade for now. It's okay to go tall for the Dark Elves for the most part, but at the same time, we don't want to spend too much time not expanding. The humans won't have to go far north anyway at this point, and they've got a Godstone already to use, so can always just rely on that. We've got some infiltrators with this Dark Elf group though, and our humans might be in trouble again with that Royal Mage there, especially if he gets weakened like that. Oh yeah.
Scouting post is there to provide a little bit of extra backup. We need to see a barracks drop very quickly here for the human. And I'm not seeing one anywhere yet. That, I think, is priority number one. He needs to get a barracks up because the Dark Elf has military production facilities and the human doesn't. Not really at this point. Like, you can sack that...
Oh.
in the sectors that you are getting resources from and throw down a barracks and get troops out ASAP.
Yeah, it's so much easier for the Dark Elves to get that production going, right?
Yeah, when you can train things out of your town hall and your other sector, like centers, scouting posts and things like that, it really makes the early rushes like this a lot easier. The human is at a weakness in the early game. Ooh, big damage thanks to that incinerate. Now the Royal Mage is weakened. He's gonna have to be real careful. Chugs a potion to escape. He'll get out for the time being, but yeah, just don't get too involved. Like, you can let this experience go. You don't need this. You have lots of other experience on the map. What he's doing right now is not actively damaging you, and you're buying yourself time. So this is okay.
Very bad news for Geko. His first expansion here didn't actually finish the hunting cabin ever. So that's been stuck for the last entirety of this game. Ouch.
That is super unfortunate. I did notice that earlier. I hoped the Geko would as well, but still has not been able to react to that. Has, fortunately though, thrown down the double barracks and is currently trying to get out troops. So that is exactly the reaction he needs. He will lose some of this experience in the north because he doesn't have the army to counter creep or to stop this from going away. But what he can do off the back of it is push back the Dark Elf and take some of these sectors back for himself. So, and the window of opportunity for the Dark Elf to outright win with a rush is pretty much gone by now.
Yeah, that's why Galactic is trying to get that level 5 so that he gets the siege potential. And I gotta say, this infiltrator count is getting a little bit terrifying. If he can keep going with that, that's gonna be absolutely brutal. But so, the main is running out now of food. And Galactic will have to deal with that with a farm transition here. Potentially just putting down a third wood building, or maybe even gathering stone from the main isn't a bad idea. Oh, picks up the Royal Mage.
I was scared he was a little bit too far forward, and oh my goodness. Yeah, off the back of losing your Royal Mage and not having enough military production in time to counter this, that is... Geko just throws in the towel once again to the Dark Elf rush.
Yeah, super solid play by Galactic for sure. Didn't do as much damage early, but I guess that worker bug did hurt Geko more than one might realize, I guess.
That is, yeah, that's super unfortunate. One wonders what could have been different if that hunting cabin was going that whole time. Maybe could have gotten out a little more troops, been able to produce more than 6 units. Oof. Oof.
Hard Rock. Hallelujah. We've got Geko in the blue color playing as the humans.
It's not just a cafe in Vegas, it's also a map. And on the other side, we have Galactic in teal has returned to the side of the light, playing the elves. And once again, taking the Archdruid.
Oh, they're pathing. That's interesting. So they're going through the middle, not the easy side, not interested in the big base that you've got up in the top. This map was kind of designed as a free-for-all map. So at the top, you've got the essentially mirror situation of what you have in the main that these guys spawn in, but yeah, they're more interested in taking these sectors towards the middle and rushing the opponent's undead sector with the easy zombies, not the difficult ones. Nobody wants to deal with the difficult ones early. The special thing about Hard Rock is that you got these already pre-cut pieces of wood. So it's highly efficient. It doesn't become more inefficient as the wood is gathered. Normally you have to fell the trees and go deeper and deeper. Workers have to walk more and more. Not here.
And Galactic is the first one to take the big base in the middle, conquering not only that really important Lenya leaves for late game and Iron, but also going to get the Godstone, which means he can respond quickly to threats in the middle of the map. Human doesn't want to stand for that. Both the Scout and the Wolfguard Commander now trying to take down that Elven banner. And Galactic seems okay with letting it go. The Archdruid is continuing to head north and take different sectors.
Yeah, this is all time that the Wolfguard Commander is going to spend fighting a flag. So I think the elves are more than happy with that. Just take away these other sectors and get the north sector with the other Godstone. But there's a lot of food in the middle as well. So I do like that Geko took this.
Yeah, interesting decision to let it go. I mean, I can understand that you're putting your opponent behind in terms of XP gain, but I feel like that early Godstone and the control of the middle, especially here on Hard Rock, is so important. Like, your other option is to go through this tiny little pass in the middle. So when you hold this middle sector, it provides you with so much map control. I don't know that I would have let it go quite that easily in Galactic's place.
Well, so long as he gets a top base, that would be equally good. And he's currently getting these other sectors. But the problem with controlling the middle is that the other guy, Geko, will be able to pull in the difficult skeletons, the revenants here. And once they are there, the base is helping you, and that's a very easy level 5 compared to not doing that. So
that is very true. The Wolfguard Commander still at level 2 and not really anywhere near 3. Like, he's barely made it to level 2. So whereas on the other side, Galactic is approaching level 3 quite quickly. But the Worker Harass has arrived. The Wolfguard Commander forcing the bell, but not getting any worker kills. I mean, you idle all the eco either way, so it's, I suppose, still damage done. Wolfguard Commander leaves the base, going to continue creeping, but yeah, Galactic is at currently the XP lead.
Ends up being a very weird pathing for Galactic in this game. I do agree with you that Geko's situation base-wise is just a lot better. Now he's going to be taking on these Revenants who have been weakened by the Scouting Post. Scouting Post is upgrading too. No Infantryman though. The other Scouting Post is also working on the Revenants. So basically easy level 4 for Wolfguard Commander. That's what I'd expect at least.
As long as he manages to keep the Wolfguard Commander alive. That was, ooh, a little sketchy there for just a second. Has to use a couple potions. Will be okay for the time being. And yeah, off the back of that, the elves have control of the fringes, basically. But they're really spread out. And you have no Godstone to move quickly between bases. You're going to have to rely on your TP, which has a cooldown.
That's right. Geko might end up with 4 Godstones in this game so far. And might get a 5th. You'll never know.
Yeah, so that means the elf has a lot of territory right now, but can't protect it or control it in any real way, whereas the human is quite small on actual territory control, but it's going to be tough to break because it's all easily reinforceable. using the TP or the Godstones.
And in come the Frontier outpost, so yep. Just further reinforcing the stranglehold that he's already got on this map. Galactic might end up being able to take one of these Revenant camps, but it's not gonna be easy.
Loses the hero.
Oh no!
Geko just lost the hero to creeps.
Oh no, how come? Doesn't he have... He had one healing potion left. What's going on?
I don't know. I was just like waiting for it to happen, like waiting for the potion to get used, and it just never came. I don't know if he was watching something else, trying to manage his eco or what, but well, yeah, the Wolfguard commander goes down to creeps.
So long as the hero comes out before this Revenant dies, it's all okay. No XP would be lost. I think he retargeted to the Revenant Knight. That is awesome play.
Hero
That's
does come back.
Spin to win missed. Oops. No worries.
Yeah, I suppose no harm, no foul, as when it's all said and done, the AXP lead still exists for the Wolfguard commander, and the middle section is still held.
Yeah, there's no way the elves break that, right? They can maybe take the
I don't
bottom
think
barracks.
It can be broken. I don't think, with this being a frontier outpost, I don't think this falls until you get siege damage, because they're not very far. Is the human on the way to tier 2 yet? No. But it shouldn't be too long before this is able to be a border fortress. And then this is like really tough to break even with siege. But I don't think this frontier outpost goes down until the elf gets some sort of siege damage on the field.
Geko does love his tier 1. Might stick around a while, but even if he does that, that should be good, I think. High count of Arbalist is pretty tough to take on for the Guardians.
More creeping being done. The elf heading up to the north to do some shopping does get a Godstone sector finally in the top of the map. So a little bit more reinforcement to be able to control this big portion of the map. But while that's happening, the Wolfguard commander is continuing to creep even more, nearly at level 5. In fact, will get it off the back of these Revenants here.
Meanwhile, Galactic is just gonna barely unlock level 4, so very far behind in the experience department, and that's a problem. The Wolfguard commander can definitely do a lot of work and has a good amount of potions unlocked or gathered through these zombies, so very good news for Geko. And that's the 4th of the Godstones. Look at this, just middle sector, home sector, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, he's got this muscle of strength right here in the middle of the map that he can teleport troops to whenever he needs to. And that's going to be a major point of contention here. Is the question that this game will evolve around is, does the elf manage to break this muscle of strength in the middle? If he does, the elf should take the game. If he can't, eventually control over the middle will, and the ability to kind of just be everywhere, will allow the human to just steamroll these outlying elf bases.
Positionally speaking, the elves are in trouble, but overall, in terms of upgraded sectors, they are starting to look a little bit better, I have to say, and especially if they upgrade some more. Economically, they should be far ahead. Wolfguard commander has the armor now, at least, so that's gonna help a lot.
Both sides fighting over this Shrine of Growth here in the kind of top right side area. Now the Wolfguard commander does have the level 5 ability, so this is not a fight that you need to want to commit to too hard if you're Galactic, but you need this Shrine of Growth to stay up. The last thing you want is to let the human gain more territory in the middle here and make this even harder for you to break into. It looks like that's what's going to happen, though. He's not committing. Oh, he does teleport. He teleports back in to prevent the Shrine of Growth from going down. I like that play.
Ooh, very nice obliterate, and picking off several of the infantrymen, weakening the rest a lot. Shrine of Growth is now going to be too threatening, and it's actually going to upgrade to a level 2 version. Very good defense by Galactic. That bought a ton of time.
Yeah, that was key play from Galactic. I think if Galactic lets that shrine go down, he makes his life so much harder. I don't want to say it's GG because I don't like being dramatic, but like he makes his life so much harder by allowing the human to even more fortify this middle position. So that was really key that he keep that Shrine of Growth alive.
I like this little billet where the army is running through. I've never seen anyone build it outside of their main. That's cute.
Oh, that's interesting. When I play human, I just throw down billets wherever. Like, if I'm pop blocked, I just like start clicking everywhere.
You're gonna use that thing for line of sight.
Yeah.
Terror mains.
Uh-oh, both heroes now starting to fight. Still no level 5 for the elf, and that's lots of damage. Oh! And the Archdruid goes down again. More experience dropping into the pocket of the Wolfguard commander.
Ooh.
The Shrine of Growth stays alive, but oh my goodness, the ult. He's going to clean up all the troops, and that's going to be it. Galactic sees the writing on the wall, and
Dude,
GG is called.
The combo between the Arbalist and that Wolfguard commander is absolutely devastating to the Guardians early on until they really get the numbers going. And without Galactic's tier 2, that was just exactly the timing that needed to be hit for Geko. Well done.
Yeah, the tier 2 did come in, but not fast enough for any troops to come out and make a big difference. And I know I sound like a broken record, but I really feel like it was a mistake to let that middle sector go for free if you're Galactic.
Welcome to Greykeep Gardens. This game will decide who goes into the semifinals. Galactic is on the other side, but I'm going to introduce Geko. He's in the blue. Nice save. Humans.
And in the bottom right side, he's done screwing around with the elves. His tournament life is on the line, so he's gone back to his main squeeze. On the Dark Elves, it's Galactic.
That was a lot better than mine.
That's okay. We saved it. No one will notice.
Royal Mage is going to be the pick, and once again against the Reaper, you'd think that Geko would actually try the Wolfguard Commander now, but not going to be the case.
That's true. Yeah, both of his successes with the Wolfguard Commander, you would think that he would go back to that, but he really feels like the Royal Mage is the right pick here on Greykeep Gardens. So, and you know, we'll have to see if it ends up working out for him. There is a ton of experience here on Greykeep Gardens, and we've mentioned a few times how the Royal Mage thrives on high XP. So maybe that's its thought process. It's really easy to get to high levels here. Just play till late game, get a super busted Royal Mage, and you know, just win from there.
Well, it's a solid plan, but Galactic once again rushing with the double hunting cabin build. So that's gonna be pretty brutal. He even doesn't bother getting the central Dark Ensign. He just got the easy base. That's fine, and I guess he's gonna try to plow through down the middle. The second sector is definitely vulnerable for Geko, so I would love to see Galactic actually going after that and taking it down. But no, he's just rushing through. Very interesting to see Geko immediately going for the creeps.
It's interesting. Geko, I think, has seen this double hunting cabin. Because of the way line of sight works, I know he's seen one. I don't know that he's seen the other. Once again, he uses his scout to stick around and continue doing worker damage, which is fine. But like the other time, he has to be careful not to lose it. Or he will find himself in trouble down a very important military unit against this incoming Dark Elf rush. Meanwhile, the Reaper is harassing the woodcutters for the human in the main base. Dropped 2 already. And the undead and tarantulas in the area are going to look to start working down the woodcutter itself.
Yeah, the undead are poking at a different woodcutter as well. killing 2 workers already. And Geko is having to pull back the Royal Mage to help.
He has arrived. We'll start working on those tarantulas, which is nice to get kills on. Those tarantulas, unlike the undead, do cost RTS resources. It is just food, but it will, require some form of, commitment, some investment there from Galactic, as opposed to the undead that you can just continue to spawn in for free whenever you want to. So, and the XP leak, thanks to the early creeping from the Royal Mage, does mean that there's a little bit stronger here is our human. So, in theory, should be able to force away this Reaper.
Yeah, we're looking at a little bit more damage there, and also an extra set of skills. Geko does have the Fire Mage set up. Actually did not get Fire Might, not using that 3rd level. Oh no, that could make a big difference here actually. Like with the Fire Mage, you can have a weakening aura. So you can do a lot more damage with your fire skills.
And there are tarantulas all over this stonecutter in the kind of bottom right human sector. So he does have a scouting post in the area, and the Royal Mage does teleport in to provide support. So it should be okay, not too much damage done. We'll start to take down tarantulas now. And unfortunately for the Dark Elf, Galactic is retreating into several creeps. So he will try to creep for the time being. But that will give some breathing room for the human, and I like this. He notices what happened in the past. He realizes at this point the rush is more than likely coming in. Immediately drops 2 barracks. Now he's out of stone and wood, so these are going to take a second to come in. But I'd rather see them come in sooner than later so that he can begin to produce troops.
Yeah, and the Dark Elf home base has already been a hall of pain. And it's working pretty hard on pumping out those infiltrators. We might see a second one in Galactic's middle base here. He's also cleaning up the heavy bandits. So Reaper is at level 3. Is he just gonna go for the Storm Wyvern here, or just going south and taking care of the Revenants maybe?
I think he's heading for the Revenants. He wants to link his 2 bases up so he can move much easier between the 2. I like that play. I feel like the Storm Wyvern would be a bit of an overcommitment at this point. So I think that is a wise decision on Galactic's part.
Yeah, he can also replenish his potions with this. These guys drop a ton.
That is true.
So we do have Corruption and double Arcane Force. It's nice. Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say the Dark Elves are starting to build tall, so they're not conquering too many sectors. The human does have more, but that fits in with this rush playstyle that they're going for at the moment. So it's a ticking time bomb essentially for the Dark Elf. They need to finish off the human before the wider playstyle starts to kick in, and they end up having more resources and therefore more troops.
That's a lot of units. I think that barracks is toast, even if it finishes. You can't repair this.
Yeah, that first barracks is definitely gone. As for the second barracks, I don't know. The Revenants did finally get cleaned out. The Archmage just sitting in the bottom left, though, has yet to decide whether he's teleporting in. There he goes. Brings the troops in. The second barracks will stand for now. So troops should be able to come out of that. They are producing at the moment.
We got a double weakening now. Lingering Curse is in, so that's gonna last a long time. More than long enough for Galactic to get back his little Corona cloud. Might get to see that used, but I think he's just going to bum rush that Royal Mage.
He's got plenty of potions, though. He should be okay. And the defender's advantage is here. He's got the frontier outpost shooting.
Nice.
And the barracks, which should be dropping troops. So I think he holds.
Yeah, it does look that way. Now, Geko did unqueue some units from the barracks as there were too many queued. Must have happened the second before the other barracks completed, but yeah, Galactic is just gonna go for the next safest play, now targeting this Storm Wyvern, and that's gonna put him on level 6.
And I think I like this play now. Earlier, it would have been too early. But in the face of having been pushed back by the humans, this is your next best option, is to creep yourself up to a higher level and, try and re-aggress this point.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's still going to be level 5. He didn't take the bottom creeps. Yeah, he didn't take his easy ones. Yeah.
5 is the one that really matters anyway. We're looking for those ultimates, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So things are looking decent, I think, at this point for Geko. Like, all of his sectors have been upgraded and are mining resources in some way or another. He's got 4 barracks that can pump out troops. And, he's currently doing that. All of his barracks have something in production. So as long as he holds here, I think he's in a pretty good spot. But it's important that he keeps this sector particularly alive.
It's going to be super difficult as these blood showers are going to stop units from being trained. To make matters worse, I'm actually not sure why they aren't finishing up. Is missing food? What? There's not less than 100% and it's missing food. What? How is that even possible?
That is weird. Ooh, this Reaper is a little overextended. If he gets blocked in, 1 potion is used. Okay, yep, he'll make it out. But what's important is everything survives here for the human.
Yeah, now the Dark Elves are getting a little bit of reinforcements. Gonna decide to just go through the middle. There's some extra creeps to take over there, so all is well. Staying on tier 1 though pretty heavily. Bad. Yeah, man, he's trying to pump the units, but it's gonna cost you, and there's not a whole lot of human sectors to go around right now. Also running a little low on population space. Triple billet gets made. Never gonna have that problem again.
Can't get supply blocked if you never stop building billets. Dark Elves re-aggressing once again into this territory. The human trying to go elsewhere. Geko looking for experience in the south side of the map, but he's going to be forced to come back or lose this sector. Here he is with the TP. Big icicles coming down. I forgot the actual name of it.
They are icicles, it's true. The infiltrators are taking a lot of damage here and might actually be picked up if the Royal Mage has something else to say about it, but actually the Reaper is dying and level 5 is obtained by the Royal Mage. So this is a fantastic moment for the humans. Might be able to come back now and push Galactic off his base.
Does seem to be in a very strong position. That food deficit has finally worked its way out. He's still a little in the hole, but not too much. And the army numbers are here. The hero is here, more importantly, for the human. And that means the big power advantage lies with Geko at the moment. He should be able to force this army back. And if they don't choose to retreat, he will lose most of these infiltrators. They're all low health. Oh, huge weakening and a huge explosion of the Fire Nova. Holy cow.
Yeah, that was pretty nice. That definitely reduced the Dark Elf army count a little bit. You can see a lot of dead units here. But it all happened before Galactic's hero was back, so he at least doesn't gain any experience from this.
That is a bonus, I suppose. He did lose the hero, but it didn't give anything to Galactic in terms of XP. The sector stays up, but the Dark Elf army count is reduced drastically, and I think that means that Geko's looking pretty good. He actually has the supply advantage right now.
Yeah, if he can keep that going, get into tier 2, and upgrade these sectors again, he'll be pretty difficult to break, but our Dark Elves haven't been sitting around, so Frontier Post is getting upgraded to fortified. Dark Elves are tier 2 as well, and taking over the middle sectors will just ensure that Galactic can go sleepers here. That's gonna be a tough one for the humans, for sure.
Yeah, that bleed damage caused by the sleepers, and as well as the piercing, is just really going to wreck these clumped up human armies. So I think it's in the humans' best interest to try and prevent these middle sectors from mining for too long. I think with the supply lead that you have, it's important that you maybe take the southern side and then start pushing. At least take one of these middle sectors so you can get iron coming in for yourself. Big bleed on a bunch of these infantrymen, but as long as they stay inside their territory, they'll be back up to full health before too long. And yeah, no aggression coming out from the human just yet. Not really wanting to risk things by making them worse. The Dark Elf has split their armies. You can see troops coming in on the south and the north, trying to force the human to overreact and overcommit to one of the situations.
Well, we just missed a beautiful Kiss of Nor in the middle of the infantryman clump, so that's pretty brutal. Lots of bleeding coming in on this army as well. And I'm sure Galactic is just waiting for that next Kiss of Nor that's going to basically get rid of all these infantry.
Dark Ensign getting low does go down, so the human has the chance to take this sector for himself.
Ooh!
Oh, big Starfall!
And that's landing right in the middle of the trench. Just Galactic will have to back off now and maybe try to protect this scouting post that he's got. The humans are just going to plow through down the middle and might be able to steal the remaining creeps, getting to higher levels on that Royal Mage.
Yeah, that whole, all the XP at the bottom of the map is free for the human if he chooses to take it. Or he can try and push up into the middle and get one of those mid sectors to get iron rolling for himself. I think either would be a good situation for him to be in this spot. But oh my goodness, look at the bleed.
That just hit most of the army. The Reaper is doing fantastic, but used up Kiss of Nor, and that one wasn't as good. So, despite being level 6 here, you know, he'll have to work a little bit on the micro. Maybe throughout the game he can do a little bit more damage, but all these bleeding numbers are showing up in the fog of war there, so he's gotta know that he's doing a lot of work. Corruption level 2 has been unlocked, and he can still stack that with Lingering Curse, so that can be really potent at 32 plus 19 resistance reductions. Kiss of Nor does 325 magic damage at the moment. So yeah, this is brutal for sure. Oh, that's gonna be a huge one. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. The mega combo. Huge weakening into bleed. The Kiss of Nor is just wrecking the human army, and they evaporate.
Even the Royal Mage goes down. The army is hard stuck here in the middle of nowhere. They're gonna have to somehow skirt around all this. And Galactic is more than happy to just retreat, heal up, play stable, get out those sleepers. Keep upgrading his bases. Yeah, he's done fantastic this game.
That was a mega moment from Galactic. That was what he needed to keep the advantage in his favor at the moment. It was starting to come back to an even game, maybe even human favored for a second there, but that was absolutely huge.
Good split away from this Kiss of Nor by Geko. I did like that. But he still is going to have to deal with a lot of stuff.
Pretty soon. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm actually just checking Galactic's upgrades. He doesn't actually have a forge yet, so the sleepers are not going to be a huge threat for now. Pretty good chance of Geko to upgrade the infantry units and make something happen with those. Look at all these human corpses. That was so bad for Geko. Oh, man. I still think he's in a little bit of trouble here.
I think he is as well, but he does decide to head south and claim all of this experience at the bottom here, which will be great. Now, Galactic is not going to just sit idle while this happens, though. He's going to try once again to push this top side while the human is distracted. I think if they burn the Storm Wyvern fast enough, he can get the experience and TP over in time.
Yeah, it would be nice to get the extra weakening from the hero aura there, but didn't use that. Took a lot longer than maybe it should have done. We got to teleport back though, and level 6 versus level 6 at least, so situation's not too bad. But Kiss of Nor, once again, deleting a bunch of Arbalists. And Galactic is going to be happy enough with just that.
He saves the barracks, which is nice, but as you said, yeah, the army taking a big hit from the Kiss of Nor. So, not exactly what they were hoping in the defense, but the bottom sector is taken, so there is now iron on the field for our human. That is, I believe, the first sector we have that gets iron. Oh, no. Sorry, there's one up here. He's been mining iron a little bit for a while now. But
yeah, just a little bit. Like, he's got the Warhammer upgrade for the infantryman, but most of his army is Arbalists right now, so it doesn't do that much.
And those Arbalists are so susceptible to the Kiss of Nor. You got to be really careful with your positioning. Level 7 now in place for both heroes. So, workers going down, some human troops going down, but this base remains alive for now.
Dude, you gotta pick up Absorb the Elements, come on. No, okay, there it is, finally. So that should turn everything around for Geko. Once he can activate that, Hailstorm is gonna have an absolutely insane movement speed reduction. And then you basically can't dodge Starfall easily. Galactic would have to research for their infiltrators the Blitz attack upgrade over here, which is pretty cheap. Like, you absolutely should get that. It's allowing you to face tank these kind of skills without an issue.
Well, the humans have arrived, and the elves are a little bit out of position, TPing in now to the fortified outpost, and the health on all of... That's so many Arbalists dying. Oh my goodness, look at them all go.
Wow, the bleeding just finishing them absolutely off. Huge Kiss of Nor as usual. While I was focused on this meteor that Galactic was dodging. Sorry everyone if you missed the Kiss of Nor. I think it might have been just barely on the edge of the screen, but...
That was painful to watch. Production is there, and Tier 3 has been reached. Oh no, excuse me.
Yeah, we're in Tier 2 for now, but for how much longer, I wonder, because Galactic is starting to get a little bit rich. If he can stockpile a little bit of iron, that's all he really needs. And currently working away at this fortified outpost. The humans don't have a lot of population. I think they can defend it, though.
There's at least enough of a human presence here that Galactic doesn't fancy taking the base itself. He'll be content with killing one barracks and leaving. But at this point, it feels like we're at kind of a... I don't want to say a stalemate, but like there's this tug of war going right here at the top of the map. I feel like something has to go differently here in order for Geko to take a big lead.
Well, he's got Absorb the Elements on. Hold up. He's not using it. Okay, there's the big boom, but not comboed really with the icicles, so that didn't do that much. Holy Kiss of Nor! I've never seen such a big one for a long time, honestly. Wow.
Level 8 now for the Dark Elf, and the human army is decimated. I don't know. You're so stuck here if you're Geko, because you don't want to continue fighting into this choke point. It hasn't worked for you. You've been trying for the last 5 minutes to do something up here, and nothing has worked.
Yeah,
but at the same time, you can't just abandon yourself up here. You know, you gotta protect this.
Well, Kiss of Nor now does 400 magic damage. That's enough that you don't have to weaken the Arbalists anymore, and you'll still one-shot them. So he can use it whenever he wants. The weakening is now for other things.
Catapult is out now, but no flaming wildfire boulders, so not going to do too much against troops yet. But yeah, that just hurts. I don't know. I feel like Geko is just so stuck here, and I don't know what he should be doing differently, but I just know that what's happening now is not the way to bring himself back into this.
I love how patient Galactic is with these casts. Like, if the zombies don't spawn in the right spot, he just backs off and he waits for the next one. Wants to make it as good as he can.
Yeah, he knows he has a stranglehold on all the important... role of the, maintains army lead. You should be in a good shape over a Geko.
Sorry for the little bit of a lag spike there. We got triple harvester now for Galactic as well. Humans have been holding well, and we're gonna see a bunch of keepers. That's probably gonna be pretty important so that these Arbalists have at least something in front. Is the Royal Mage back yet? We got tier 3 for humans.
Maybe that's the turning point here for Geko. Once he can get some really strong keepers and frontline units in front of these Arbalists, maybe that's what he's been missing here to finally make this fight go in his favor.
Yeah, I tend to agree. The champions would certainly be a really good answer to the sleepers. Oh, is this a counterattack against the border fortress? It looks like it, but the catapults are getting kind of too close. He's doing the teleport anyways, and Galactic is just going to teleport out.
I wondered who would blink first. It was either going to be an exchange or somebody was going to have to be the one to teleport and defend, and it ended up being Geko. He saves the fortified outpost, so that's nice. Still has that source of Aria, and he has reached tier 3, so that will become important very soon.
Oh no, Geko is getting out of position. He teleported back through the Godstone, and here comes Galactic. He's ready to siege again.
And the TP is absolutely not going to save him a second time, so he has to do something here. Commit to this border fortress and kill it quickly, because there's no way he saves this fortified outpost.
Yeah, but look at Galactic. He's like saving up sleepers here. So whatever infantrymen get on top, they're going to be bullied a little bit.
Well, the border fortress is beginning to take damage. The outpost does fall on the southern side. Dark Ensign coming in to replace it.
Dude, Galactic can just
Godstone
teleport
gets
back.
conquered.
He's
Yeah,
right
he
there
uses
with the
Godstone to
Godstone.
come back. No!
Oh, that's gonna be some huge icicles though. If the Royal Mage absorbs the elements and throws down a meteor here, that would be absolutely sick. Could get the border fortress as well. I don't see the Starfall anywhere. No.
Royal Mage is so low.
90
Oh, he does
points.
chug a potion. The border fortress won't fall though, and that was the whole purpose. You had to kill the border fortress, otherwise you didn't gain anything from this. And the icicles are good.
I think there's a Starfall in there somewhere, no? No, there is not. What? What is going on with Geko? Has he used it? It's on cooldown. I don't know where it went, man.
I didn't see it hit anything meaningful.
I didn't see it flat out.
Geko now down to 66 population versus the 150 of Galactic.
Oh, man. Dark Elves are gonna be so rich in souls right now, and there's a lot more where that came from. Tier 3 is in for the Dark Elves as well, which means the Striders are gonna be made very soon. They can easily get to aim for the Wounds upgrade. Balls of Steel could be made. Triple Dark Temple will be up soon. And that unit is a real problem for the humans, for sure.
Well, the humans do take their southern sector back, but they're going to lose the top sector as a result of that. So Galactic's like, fine, you want to fight over there? I'll just kill you wherever you're not. Ooh, the border fortress upgrade does come in at the perfect time though, so potentially the human can arrive just in time to defend this if he arrives fast. Looks like he's going to sack it and be content with taking the border fortress out in the middle instead.
Well, it is a better border fortress, but this Royal Mage hero is taking a lot of damage from the border fortress already, as it is. We're not going to see absorb the elements here, I don't think.
He does get the border fortress.
Yeah, but the hero just goes down. That's unfortunate.
He's not, yeah, with the hero falling, he's not going to be able to replace it with anything of his own. And his own army is significantly weaker now.
We do have some champions for Geko. Maybe there's hope, but it's only now starting to really make anything happen. And Galactic is full population. I think he can just keep going, honestly.
Yeah, I don't... Why? I mean, we've seen Galactic play very careful, and I have to credit him for that. But at this point, he's 200, and his hero is so stacked. Like, I think he can just A-move wherever he wants and win at this point.
Yeah, it's pretty much time to go. He's got a handful of Twisted Ones. He's got a handful of Striders. He's got 20 Sleepers. I mean, you're gonna need a full army of champions to deal with this. This Flag Bearers will be needed as well. It's just brutal.
The human is reclaiming the sector in the top right that was taken from him, but in exchange, he's going to lose 2 sectors in the bottom left. including an Aria sector, so that's gonna hurt.
Well, another human border fortress goes down, but that Galactic has the majority of the map now. The humans didn't reclaim the base where they still have some support garrisons. And Geko has all these resources that he right now can't use.
Feels like his attention is split. He feels a little bit lost, not sure where to go or what to do. I've seen his army move kind of forward and then back into his base and then forward again. I don't think Geko has a great plan of what he'd like to do right now. He just knows he needs to do something or he's going to eventually be choked out of resources on the map.
Yeah, he's got the upgrades of the champions, so that's very nice. There is a human market, so you can at least buy a little bit of iron. He sure doesn't have a lot of access right now. Swan base is gonna run out in the not too distant future. Galactic has some stuff to help defend, but he will just teleport back. And 200 pop versus 100 pop. That's a pretty easy math right there.
Quick mess. Yeah, that's never going to play out well for you if you're the one who's got half the population of your opponent. And I really like the way that Galactic is playing this by just taking other points on the map, and then whenever his top right base is threatened, you just teleport back. It's kind of what I felt like I wanted to see from Geko earlier in the game, but Geko just kept trying to push his luck and continue to make things happen in this top space. And that Kiss of Nor was so powerful in the choke point that he was never able to make it happen. This scouting post definitely going to go down. He's going to lose this sector once again. Icicle's not going to land on anything at all.
Neither is the Meteor. Once again, didn't get the juicy hit that he needed. The champions are attacking into the backline a little bit, but like the sleepers are too high in number and they just get surrounded on every front in the end. Cap was trying to run away, but this is the last hope of Geko, and I think there's nothing of value left here.
I think this game might be over, Nakamura. This is 45 pop, 36 pop now to 190, and there's no sectors with any meaningful resources remaining. You've got food, or excuse me, wood and stone left. That's it for humans.
Yeah, the Reaper reaches level 10. That's as high as he will go. And Geko is, unfortunately for him, out of this tournament, but very well done to Galactic. We'll see him in the semifinals games now.
Very well played by Geko, managing to hold on for as long as he could. Took us to a game 5, but in the end, the Dark Elves proving too strong. And Galactic moves on.
We want to thank our MetaPlace website subscribers. Your contribution helps us keep the project sustainable. As we reach higher subscription goals, you are helping us cover more and more behind-the-scenes costs, such as video editing. Check out our subscription page using the link in the description, and remember to collect your perks. We will see you the next time.